What's up everybody and welcome to another Event MB video. I'm Julius Solaris, your editor, and I'm here today to talk about event technology trends. This channel is all about helping you plan more awesome events. So make sure to subscribe if you want more videos like this one, to give us a thumb up if you enjoyed this video. Oh, event technology. I love event technology. My favorite topic. Finally, I can geek out a little bit with you. So you may ask yourself, Julius, why should I listen to you? I'll tell you why. We have reviewed north of 600 event technology companies and startups. We have carried some of the largest analysis of these tools. We've cross-checked them. We featured them in reports that have been downloaded by more than 250,000 event professionals. Now bring me higher numbers and I'll bow to you. But in the meanwhile, listen to this video. But let's cut it short, we have no time to waste. Let's start with trend number 5, clever AR. Now, a lot of people ask me, Julius, what do you think about augmented reality, AR? I think that augmented reality, to the most part, is still a stunt. It's still like a gimmick that where we point our phone at things and they become animated. But there's a but. Things are changing. It's becoming more micro. It's becoming more applicable to small activations. It's more accessible to events out there. And so as a result, we're looking at some great creativity. With the rise of experiences, the use of AR is complementing those almost out-of-body experiences at events. I have a screenshot here for you of an activation that SK Telecom did for the launch of Game of Thrones 2019. You could see the dragon going around in the stadium, messing around with parts of the stadium and obviously spitting fire as well. So imagine attendees, participants of the event could point their phone and see Drogon going around and spitting fire. I mean, no spoilers here, but Dracarys. Let's move on to trend number 4, micro projection mapping. So when we think about projection mapping, we're thinking about very expensive activations, we're thinking about a lot of design, we're thinking about using projectors to buildings, to large parts of buildings, even indoors, but huge, and it's a humongous type of activation that requires substantial budget. Now that is changing. Things are becoming a little bit more accessible, and as a result you see a number of small to medium activation powered by projection mapping. So great way to use projection mapping on a micro level to create what we defined as one of the overarching trends of 2019, passive engagement. No need to pick up your phone, just get engaged with it. So very cool way to activate areas of your event. One other example that I can show you here in a picture is the use of gobo stencils. So we're talking about mini projectors that can be pointed in parts of your room to create a decor when you don't have the budget to invest in very expensive linen and the likes. So this trend goes back once again to creating experiences as opposed to events, to simple events. So when we talk about immersive experiences, you want your audience to disconnect from what's going on outside and really be almost drenched in what is happening around the event. You can use projection mapping cleverly to almost make them feel like they're in a different type of reality. Trend number 3, blockchain for ticketing. Now here's a boring trend, but you know what? The most important trend if you sell tickets for events. There's no week that passes by without news of another breach of a security breach or scalping happening all around events near us. We're talking to the ability to resell tickets on a secondary market and making a huge profit out of it, events being targeted by bots that purchase tickets for reselling them right after a few minutes they've been released. That's a scam happening. That's people making money off your copyright as an event planner or an artist copyright when it gets to concerts, for example. So blockchain comes in because we don't like scalping. We want to trace who is owning a specific ticket. it also kicks in a situation where a very popular event, it could be a concert, it could be even a conference, to be honest, when a lot of people want a ticket, they want to be part of it, they all crash a website or a server because there are too many requests at the same time. These are all issues that the blockchain technology takes care of. Everybody's jumping on the blockchain bandwagon, whether it's huge ticket selling companies or distributors. They are incorporating or acquiring blockchain powered companies. Now, we're not getting into the details of how blockchain works, but you have to be aware of what the opportunities are. As a result, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video for you to check out and learn more about all the ticketing providers that offer blockchain capabilities. Trend 2, integration on steroids. Once again, sorry, not a sexy one, but you know what? One that can make a huge difference. Because when we think about event technology, we always think about attendee-facing type of technology, engagement apps and all of that. But you know what? Where you can get the most gain out of event tech is using something that works on the back end, on the process, on the planning of your event. So one of the traditional problems with event technology when it gets to tools for the back end of planning events is that all the tools up until a few years ago have been an evolution of Excel, very tough to use and always working in compartments, so in silos that do not talk to each other. Honestly, there's nothing new about the popular tools that we use for event planning, whether it's budgeting, marketing, project management, and also, attendee-facing apps that integrate with these complex systems. Nothing new there. Honestly, the market is very mature. We're waiting for the next wave. Actually, we do have a next wave, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the basic stack, the basic technology stack, it's the same. What is changing is how the tools are integrating with each other. And we're really looking at two types of integrations. One is the all-in-one tools that do a lot of things, and one is one tool that integrates with a multitude of other tools by means of API. So I don't want to be technical here, but the opportunity here for you is one. You have to consider tools that have both, because you know what? It's happening. There are tools that are all-in-one tools that also have a strong API, meaning you can use a section of a specific tool, of multiple modules of a specific tool, but at the same time integrate with tools such as HubSpot or Salesforce or Loquia, whatever you're using. You are having a level of complexity in terms of all-in-one tools, but at the same time you have a level of integration with very vertical tools. So this choice up until today has been either or. What is happening in the market is that you have both from the same company. So look out for those companies that offer both. And finally, trend number 1, AI is the winner. AI, or artificial intelligence, is changing events forever. You can quote me on that. I truly believe in that. This is not something that started in 2019. This is something that started almost two and a half years ago, and it's strong into 2019. Everybody's crazy about AI. Airports are using it to check in passengers or to board them into flights. Retail is using it to analyze what's happening in a physical store. Events are using it. So hear me out. So we've talked about in the past on the use of AI specifically for facial recognition to check in guests at events. We've also talked about the security aspect and how it is important to use facial recognition, for example, to spot potential threats in an audience. Very controversial one, both of them still to date. So a lot of work still needs to happen there to make sure that privacy is ensured and authorities are involved. At the same time, there's a new level of artificial intelligence, which is the object recognition that comes with artificial intelligence. So we're not just talking about faces, we're talking about specific objects and identifying specifically what is happening with a particular object. There's a video going around from IBM Watson where one of the engineers is displaying how different brands are recognized by a computer. So you can think about the applications of something like this into both engagement pieces at events and sponsorship levels for activations. Also processing a lot of data very quickly to customize and personalize the experience. That's something that AI can be trained to do. Without going too much into the specifics, we also talked about chatbots and how they eventually will replace mobile apps as we know them, because at the end of the day, we want quick information within an event environment. So there are many applications of AI. I believe this is opening a new environment, a new almost ecosystem for event tech to develop in. We're entering a new era of event technology, started a couple of years ago, but living the full extent in 2019, Viva AI. And that's it for me today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video about event technology trends for 2019. As usual, support independent content in the event industry. Subscribe to EventMB's YouTube channel to get more videos like this one. Give us a thumb up if you enjoyed this video, and let us know what is the trend you see in 2019 happening. Use the comments for it. I'm looking forward to your comments.